Welcome everybody to our Green Acres. If this is your first time here, my name is Teresa. So glad y'all came on today. And this week, Ben and I, we are packing up Christmas decorations. I don't know about y'all. I don't know if you like to leave yours out longer or if you're one of these you pack up right after the holiday. This year I decided to go ahead and get it packed up, and I want to refresh my home for the winter. So today's video I'm going to show y'all some things that I'm going to upcycle that I have thrifted, and also some things that are very easy to make. And some of these things also, a lot of them are going to be very inexpensive, and some of them are going to be free because I'm going to have these items already on hand. I hope y'all enjoyed the video, and as always, I hope y'all get lots of inspiration and ideas for your home. Also, make sure to stay to the end because I'm going to start the new year off with some giveaways. So make sure to stay to the end of the video and I'll tell you all about that. Okay y'all, let's get started making some winter decor. Now in this video today, I'm going to show y'all how to make 3 easy wreaths, and we're not even going to use any hot glue. This is a wreath I made in the fall, and I'm going to leave a link to the video of how I made this one down in my description box. But it's basically made out of rope and raffia. Now, I'm going to take a little wreath form from Dollar Tree. You get 2 of these, so this is going to be 50 cents. And I'm going to take the leftover rope from my fall wreath, and I'm going to use it. But inside my rope, there is like a little cotton, the center of it is like rolled up cotton. Well, if you unroll those, it's kind of like 4 sheets, like a dryer sheet. It's what the consistency of it feels like. But there's like 4 or 5 of those once you separate them. So they make great rag wreaths because they really fluff out and they tie on really easy. So since I had some of this left over, I thought, why not? Let's take it and make a really pretty white winter wreath, and that way we can just add, you can add whatever color bow you want to enhance it to fit your home decor style. But that, again, I'm just showing you how easy it is. Pull it out of the inside of the rope, and then look how fluffy it is. Now, I did not have enough to finish my wreath, so I kind of went in, I tied them all on, and here you're also going to need a cat. You always need a cat when you're crafting because they're great helpers. So I just went in with some scrap flour sackcloth that I had. It only took like a few strips, and you couldn't even tell that the fabrics or the textures varied when you get the wreath done because it's really full. And I wish I knew what kind of rope this is that we used, but just so you can be on the alert. If you're ever out and you're looking, or you may have some rope, in your outbuilding or something, go out and check it and see what the center of it looks like. Because if you can pull that out, that little cord in the center of your rope, like I say, y'all, it makes a beautiful rag wreath.
That clears my mind. I'm all for a good start. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young.
Now the next wreath we're going to make, we're also going to take a wreath form from Dollar Tree, but you can use any wreath form that you have. Now this is a wreath that I made the first of the year around Valentine's, but you just take a scarf and you just basically wrap it around your wreath form. Now for this project, if you have one of these straw wreath forms, I think it would probably work better because it's a little bit bulkier. Mine was 18 inches and it was just too big for my scarf. So I'm going to use one that I got at Dollar Tree. So we've got $1. You're going to take a scarf. My scarf was an infinity scarf, so I just cut it to where, it would be a long length, and you're basically just going to want to wrap it around your wreath form, and you just want to shape it and form it as you go. No glue is involved. All I'm going to do is use straight pins to pin it on, and that way if you want to remove it and do something else with your wreath form, or if you don't want to damage your scarf, you still got your scarf intact. So just keep wrapping it around and forming it. Now this is a chunky scarf, So, you know, it's going to look kind of chunky, and then I just kind of wrap the end, and I'm going to leave the tail of mine hanging, and I just secured it down with a couple of straight pins. Now that I got this scarf all secured under the wreath form, now I'm just going to add a bow to it, and I'll show you some ways to style it. I'll also leave a link to the video of the other scarf wreaths that I made the first of the year in my description box.
A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland.
Now we're going to make a really fun wreath. This one is probably the easiest wreath I've ever made. Now I'm going to order, I've ordered the yarn off of Amazon, and I'm going to have it linked in my store. Again, you're going to want to take another wreath form. I think this one was 9.5 inches, and it also come from the Dollar Tree. I ordered 3 spools of the yarn, but I only used, I didn't hardly use 2 of them. I still had some left for my second bundle. But basically, again, just take your straight pins, pin on the end of your yarn, and get it started. And this is that finger loop yarn, so it has, you know, some good chunky texture to it, and just start wrapping it. Now I did not secure mine, the only places I secured mine with the straight pins was at the start and when the yarn ended and I needed to start a new spool. And that's the only time I ever pinned mine, because once you get to wrapping, it's going to wrap on really easy. You're just going to want to scrunch it together where you can't see your wreath form, and that is basically all you do. This wreath turned out so pretty. It was so easy and so quick to make. And once you get to the end, you just want to wrap it around till you get, you know, the rest of your wreath form covered, and then you want to take a straight pin and just pin that down, and then just get your scissors and trim it off. Now, if you want to make a little loop hanger for it, all you need to do is just trim one of those little loops, just cut it in half and then tie it off, and you've got a nice little looped hanger for your wreath.
Small talk with people that pass me by. I share a laugh, it gives me joy that everyone's having a good time. I hear those jingle bells, people singing about love. It feels like I'm a kid, like I'm forever young. And that's why I want to sing about the Christmas on its way. A reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling and it's snowing. It's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland.
Now I'm going to upcycle a thrifted piece that I purchased at Goodwill. I think I paid $2.99 for this. Y'all, I love ornate design type architectural pieces, so I thought this one would be really pretty upcycled. So if you're new to my channel, I go over a lot of times my wood with candle wax. That helps to remove the paint easier when you go to distress it, and you don't have to use sandpaper if you don't want to. The paint that I'm using on this piece is this Country Chic paint that I featured in some of my videos. I'm going to leave a link to where you can order this if you're interested. I get this from the Junk and Disorderly Gals, and they have this online in their shop. This is like a chalk paint, but it has a really smooth texture to it, and it distresses really well. The color that I'm using on this piece is called Crinoline, and it's really a mix between a white and a cream. So if you're looking for something that's not really a stark white or something that's not really a cream, I think you'll be very happy with this color. But I just went over it with a couple of coats of paint, and you saw I used my plastic scraper that I use all the time, and I gave it some distressing. Now I'm going to add a transfer because I want to add just a little more of a French country flair to it, and this comes from, I think, the Pots transfer book, but I will leave a link to all the transfer books and the names of them down below in my description box. But I think this piece now turned out so pretty, and I can't wait to add it in for my, just add it in my winter decor now.
No, it's the time of year, winter wonderland. my winter wonderland. It's the time of year, my winter wonderland, my winter wonderland. I wanna sing about the Christmas on its way, a reason to hang around and celebrate this day. Everyone's smiling.
Now I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to take a tray that I made out of scrap wood, and there's a video on this also, but I put a graphic on it and I've removed it. I want to upcycle this now that I've got some really pretty transfers. So I removed that graphic off of it. It was just Mod Podged on, or I guess I spray glued it, but anyway, I got it off with some damp with a damp cloth and some sandpaper. But I'm taking another transfer sheet that I love, and I'll have it linked down below. But I'm going to apply it because it's got a lot of French country writing on it, and then I'm just going to apply it to the front of this, and then I'm going to go over it and distress it. Now this did not transfer as well on my wood because my wood was really rough, and sometimes the transfers just don't take. But that's okay because it makes it look like it's more distressed. But I did go over it with some sandpaper just to kind of rough it up, and like I say, it just looks like it gives it more of that worn look. So if your transfer doesn't transfer perfect, that's okay. Just roll with it and make it look more vintage and worn. Now I've got these little hardware handles at a thrift store. I got a whole bag of them for like $6, and I just painted them white and I distressed them, and I'm going to attach these to my tray, and I'm going to show you some different ways of how I can style it. Now I'm going to show you some little pewter mugs that I scored at Goodwill the other day. I paid $2.99 each for these mugs, and the brand of them are TPR. I looked them up, and they're called Vintage Queen Anne mugs. But y'all, I have collected pewter throughout the years because I love the rustic texture to it. So I was really happy when I found these.
And it's snowing, it's the time of year again. I'm happy you're here, my winter wonderland. Oh, my winter wonderland. Oh, my winter wonderland.
Now the next project I'm going to show you is how we can change out our Christmas decor to something very inexpensive. I have worked with a company, Lone Star Art, for a couple of years now, and I have a couple of huge canvas signs in my home. I know you've seen them in my home tours. Well, the owner of that business, he also has an Etsy business called Country Lane Living, and he offers some beautiful fine art graphic design pieces. They're very inexpensive. You can see here a lot of these are in the $3 to $4 range. Basically, they're downloads. They send them to your email after you make your selections, and then you just print them out. And I made some selections, and you are going to see these in upcoming videos, but I'm going to show you today a couple of them that I got framed. The reindeer would not fit in this frame, so I'm going to have to get a little smaller of an opening frame for them. But I love this beautiful pine cone, and I'm also going to show you I think he's like I don't know, a cow of some sort. But I will show you him also. And I have seen the cow print at Target blowed up really large, and I've always wanted him, but it was almost $90. Well, here I framed him in a frame that I already had, and he was less than $4. So he's a smaller version, but I love him. Just an easy way to change out your Christmas decor or your Santa prints. Just take them out of your frames and replace them with some really pretty graphic design pieces that you download and print yourself. Now I just printed these out on my little cheap Walmart inkjet printer. I did use some glossy paper, but you can probably use any kind of paper that you have on hand. I'm going to leave a link down in my description box for the Country Lane Living Etsy store. So I hope you'll go out and shop their selection. They don't just have winter graphics, they have all seasons. So I cannot wait to get some more of these and display these in my home. And like I say, a very inexpensive way to make your own wall or shelf art yourself. Now I'm going to show you another really inexpensive and easy way to make your own wall decor. I'm going to take a thrifted frame, and y'all know I love picking up frames at yard sales and thrift stores and having them on hand. So I've got always a variation of sizes, and I just took some foam board, I cut it down to size to fit in my frame, and I'm going to cover it using some hot glue with some drop cloth. Now you just want to pull all of your sides and ends really tight so the front of your drop cloth on your foam board will be really smooth. And then I'm going to show you how you can apply some transfers to this and just get creative and design your own wall decor. Now the design book, transfer book I'm going to use on this one is going to be the Iron Orchid Brocante book. There's some birds in it, and then I also use some French country writing from another transfer book, and I'll leave the links to all these down below of what I used and what project I used them on. So if you want to go out and order these transfers, it'll be real easy for you to find the links. Now I'm just going to take the little birds, I'm going to go over it with my little plastic transfer tool, and I'm going to scrape them on the drop cloth. And like I've told y'all in previous videos, transfers adhere to fabric very well, so it's very easy to get your transfer applied. Now this one right here, it was some writing that I had left over from a previous project. A lot of times I cut up my transfers, so I've just got pieces, and so I'm not going to let any of the scraps go to waste. So I decided to put some French writing at the top and make it look a little French country, and then I'm going to put it back in my frame, and then I'm going to stage it and let you see how pretty this is. Now this really doesn't have to be for winter decor. This can be left out for all the seasons, and that's what I love sometimes about designing your own art and things to hang on the wall. You can leave them out all seasons. And here I left this footage in because Tater was so cute. She absolutely wanted to help me with this project because I was trying to get it fit back in the frame really good and pressed down, and she kept peeping around, and I thought it was so cute. So I thought y'all would enjoy some little Tater footage here, because like I say, you can't do a project without a little kitty cat.
And we just sing along, and I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. Forever.
Okay, y'all, we're at the end of the video, but let me tell y'all really quick about the giveaway. It's going to be super easy. All you need to do to be entered to win is you must like this video, leave me a comment, and also share this video. That's all you've got to do. Now, I have 3 of these Dollar Tree 2022 monthly calendars, so I can have 3 winners. I will announce the 3 winners in my next video next Saturday, and also I'll post the winners' names in my community tab. So good luck to everybody, and I hope to see all of y'all in my next video. Much love, and thanks so much for watching. Bye, y'all. Happy New Year.